You're listening to The Weekly Chaos, a gaming news podcast brought to you by The Offbeet.
And Philip J. Gray.
That's getting very confusing for people. I'm Yaslanagrey, I'm your other host. In this podcast, we cover any manner of sins. No, we cover gaming news, reacting to new games coming out, trailer watching, stuff like that. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, stick around, give us a rating on, I don't know, whatever various platform you find us on, and stick around. We've got quite a number of topics today.
Like it or don't, just give us a poke.
Yeah, very much. Alrighty, diving straight in. Where would you like to start?
I mean, we can start right here where we're already at, just because it's an interesting topic to begin with, and the fact that GTA 6 won an award 2 years before release as the most anticipated title of 2024. That is not releasing till 2025.
That is quite impressive. But at the same time, can you think of anything else that's coming out in 2024 that could take that title without any scrutiny?
In terms of generalized hype, just for how long people have been waiting for it, not particularly. There are a few games that I myself am interested in.
Yeah, but
I understand why it's so hyped and why it has won the achievement. It's just funny that it's 2 years out. Like it won the most anticipated title of 2024.
But
it's not even going to release in this year.
Yeah, no, that's vaguely insane. Do me a favor, you're out of focus.
I'm all fucking up.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. You're frequently out of focus, but for some reason your webcam really likes to focus on your microphone.
I do not need a microphone. Hey, look, Dragon's Dogma 2 made it on the list.
So did Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
But no, Marvel's Wolverine. Oh my god, that's gonna be so good.
Yeah,
because it's supposed to have a real-time healing where like you watch sinew and muscle and bone regrow in real time.
Just imagine the strain on the on your console though, or like your computer. Like if you're just slightly underpowered, oof, that's gonna be something.
But it sounds like it's gonna be so cool.
Like it's kind of like the HDR effects. You just immediately turn them off because it's just fucking. It's just easier.
it's like the Wolverine Origins game did something similar to that, I think. But I'm just imagining like with the hardware specs we have now, it being that up to 11. I think it's gonna look so cool.
It should look pretty decent.
Not to mention it's by Insomniac, and they've been killing it with the Spider-Man games.
Yeah, which hopefully means we'll get a little bit more oomph about it. Hopefully they don't try and just give Wolverine a mobility system though. Beyond running fast.
The unfortunate thing is in open world games, mobility systems are almost a necessity just because of the scale we keep working with these days.
Yeah, but at the same time,
like worlds are huge.
Wolverine has two very built-in mobility systems. He can run at a slightly accelerated rate, and he has a motorbike. Don't give him the ability to jump and leap from buildings. That's all I'm saying. Because once you've done something right once, you have companies have a tendency to go, everyone loved this aspect, let's keep doing it, even if it doesn't make sense for the game.
Honestly, like I didn't even think about that, but the concept of just like trying to get around the map with his motorcycle sounds actually pretty badass.
See, that would be much
cool. It'd be like Arkham City.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Or not Arkham City, but
Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight, with the Batmobile, which I loved the Batmobile. The Batmobile is fun.
If for the fact that everybody kind of like talked down about Arkham Knights largely because there was so much Batmobile, I really enjoyed the Batmobile.
I liked it just because it was something that people had been wanting since the first fucking game.
And it was different, like every other Arkham game we'd had.
And on top of that, I love the fact that the Batmobile itself was the deciding factor as to why it had to be on a next gen, like, well, not next gen anymore, but like on the next gen of the time for the consoles. Like it had to completely cut off the PS3 and Xbox 360 purely because the amount of data it took just to render the Batmobile was already more than they could handle.
That's
just
wild.
To render it.
That's pretty fucking wild, actually. I was not aware of that, but that's quite impressive. Give me 2 seconds. All of my doors and stuff are open, and I'm freezing my tits off. Give me half a second.
All right.
Right. Sorry. What was that?
I said, just throwing a little fun fact in there. Just the Batmobile itself, based entirely on its rendering, its data, its gram space, its pixels, whatever you want to define it as, was already it itself was the entire disk space of Arkham City.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
And so as a result, in order to actually put a world under this vehicle so that you could drive it, they're like, well, we got a PS4 and Xbox One this.
Yeah, which is fair. Like entirely considering like the constraints of things when it came out. It makes perfect.
At least it was a decision at the time that was, purely from, this is what we've already built and it's this big project and we're very proud of it and we want to keep building on it, rather than just delay 2 console generations later. Fucking skull and bones.
Yeah, look, it definitely it also shows that that it was made at a point when development companies cared a little bit more about how it was going to be perceived, not
right.
Kind of give a nod back to the way that Mortal Kombat 1 ran on the Switch, but like
ran is a very generous term.
Yeah, but if the guys behind Arkham Knight had like noticed that was an issue, they'd have fixed it, which isn't as common.
Either fixed it or cut it off.
Yeah, which isn't as
like
common.
If they say they can't do it, then they just can't do it.
Exactly. So
I mean, and it becomes a point in time for a developer when they have to acknowledge the fact that everything is advancing too much, they can't stay inclusive for every console forever.
Yeah, which seems perfectly fine. I mean, sure, there'll be a few people out there that'll be a little bit butthurt about it, but like beyond that, there shouldn't be a reason for that to be a problem. All in all,
right?
Anyway, that got us very off topic.
I mean, I just feel like, I feel like that whole article went a lot deeper than I expected it to.
Yeah, no, I was not expecting that to stem from that. But next up, we have rapper Ice-T reveals why popular Def Jam fighting game is MIA. I'm gonna need a lot.
Did you ever play Def Jam? Did you ever play the Def Jam games?
No.
They were literally fighting games that were based around Def Jam records and like all the rappers involved in it. So DMX, Ludacris, obviously Ice-T, things of that nature, and they would just kick each other's asses in like an underground street fighting type style with all their music playing.
Yeah, right.
And they were huge up until Def Jam Icon, which was not the best I think Icon was the last one. I think it says it somewhere in the article what the last one was, but essentially what Ice-T is saying here is that they themselves didn't make a lot, even though they were using their likenesses and their music, which is kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Like they themselves were actually very fun games up until Icon.
Yeah, right. It's pretty wild though if you think about it. Like,
Fight for New York had like the best story ever because you were leading a group against a conglomerate tyrant Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, right. Here's the big problem. I don't think they paid any of us anything to be in the original game. Yeah.
Yeah. They were making almost nothing for how much of their entire being was used for the games. Like, as I said, it was their likenesses, their voices, their music, everything.
And it was kind of just built up that they just wouldn't want to miss the game, so they just did it.
Yeah, they just accepted it because I mean, you wouldn't want this thing that's literally it's branding, basically. It's representation. You're saying yes to being in it just for the sake of being in it.
Yeah,
because you think it's going to be big for you.
It's such a large market share back then, in particular, where like, you know, it was your Tony Hawks were out and stuff like that, and we'd seen how much money like video games got people if they were invested in them in some way, shape, or form.
Right, and the first 2 Def Jam games, they were fucking huge. So I'm kind of sad to hear that they weren't really paid.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, 100%. That's very.
Check out that video. Like that, there's that video there. Like, check that out. Just to kind of give you an idea of what this looks like, because the games were fun.
That was fucking wild.
You're not a punk. Your daddy's a punk. and your mama's a bitch.
That's great. There's nothing more pinnacle than that for that era. But yeah, no, it's quite a shame that they didn't get the money out of it. They weren't correctly paid for it.
Which the other reason I even brought this up was I didn't even thought of Def Jam in like fucking years.
Yeah.
And then I just see, you know, Ice-T be like, hey, here's the lowdown on this game, and it's like, I'm like, fucking wow, Def Jam, really?
Yeah, which I mean, at the time, it's not that like there was no, you know, we didn't have the union agreements and we didn't have the rights in the same places and stuff like that. So getting cut out of profit share or directly non-benefited by those things is not that unusual for the time frame, which is unfortunate. It kind of at that point was a little bit more down to like the company wanting to have a good relationship with the asset, so they'd pay them. Not to be confused with the way Tony Hawk works, which was very much a joint effort. But yeah, no, that's definitely quite unfortunate. What do we got next? Blizzard bans a record number of cheaters in World of Warcraft. Quick question. How do you
270,000.
How do you cheat in World of Warcraft? What are these people doing?
Good question. I would assume like bot macros where their characters basically play themselves or something. I'm not sure.
I mean, you
pumping
probably
up their coffers with money.
I'm trying to see if in here. I'm looking for a. Jesus Christ.
Those are some crazy numbers for each individual month, but like, my God.
I just want to know what they got banned for. Doesn't tell me.
Cheating.
Yeah, but like
whatever cheating
entails. So cheating and exploitation. So, I mean, for World of Warcraft, that could be something as simple as, exploiting like an auction house loop or something.
Something of that nature.
Yeah. Or selling real life things for gold. People used to do that a lot.
Yeah, like gold selling is still a huge rampant problem in MMOs.
Yeah.
Like if you go to any of the major cities in 14, you'll usually see some named bot shouting about it.
Funny story on that, actually. A friend of mine used to play World of Warcraft on my account. And their character's name was basically what happens if you go like this across the top of the keyboard or across the left-hand side of the keyboard. So it was like QAZWSXEDC or something, which he decided on what that sounded like in his head. But he had so many times where they would get contacted being like, you like, he'd get reported for being like a gold seller and shit like that all the time, just for being like, just for the fact that he chose a really bad choice of name.
Amusingly enough, back in an old MMO that where actually I met Rin, called Eden Eternal. We had a guildmate named QWERTY, QWERTY, and we just called him Q because fuck typing out QWERTY every time.
That's fair, yeah. Especially when no one else is going to start their character name with a Q.
Right, so we're just, all right, Q.
Yeah, like I specifically remember, like we were sitting there one day and he was trying to figure out what the fuck to name this character, and when I went, and we kind of just went down the keyboard.
Just headbutt the keyboard, just
pretty much, yeah. We were like, because every other name we tried kept coming up as like, this name's been taken. So he was like, fuck it, and done.
Isn't that the most annoying fucking thing when you're trying to make an account name?
Yeah. I have this wonderful system now where Yaslanagrey is such a rare, like, potential name to be taken that I don't have to worry about it anymore. But weirdly enough,
the offbeat with the actual spelling of the vegetable is generally available, which is kind of funny.
Which kind of makes sense, I guess. But yeah, no, like there was such a long time where I was like, I had to go through like 6 or 7 different like online usernames before I settled on Yaslanagrey. Purely because like World of Warcraft, I had a character called Stealth Effects because I was a rogue.
First name I ever used in an MMO was Grogery. Literally grocery, but with a G instead of the C.
I like it. Yeah, so I like it.
I was Grogery.
I like it.
And I used that in the original RuneScape back in fucking 2004.
Yeah, right. I always really wanted to be into MMOs, and I just couldn't. I don't know why. I just never could get into, like, you know, I always wanted to be really, really into World of Warcraft and stuff like that. And
God damn, this is a great talking podcast.
It really is. Yeah, we're discovering so much about us. Nothing about the news. Everything about us. It's fine.
Fucking cheaters. Old school RuneScape.
Oh shit. All right. Okay. Sony reveals a car that can be driven by a PlayStation controller. Please tell me it's wireless.
The Afeela.
The Afeela.
Afeela.
Yeah.
And they drove it onto the stage with a controller, so it's got to be wireless.
I can see so much potential.
I mean, it's considering that they've released this car, and they're also releasing a TV, the Braxia or something like that, specifically for the PS5. Like, they're going hard on this hardware.
I'm sorry, the Braxia? You mean the Bravia by any chance?
Bravia, maybe.
Just because Sony's had like a line of Bravias for the last like fucking 15 years. I own one in the house that's old enough that my HDMI turning on and off of the screen doesn't work.
Yeah, like they've released this new TV where it's going to actually have like sensors to determine whether or not you're watching a movie or playing a game, and it'll adjust the picture accordingly to always give you the best screen.
That's kind of cool. Have you seen, on a similar note of the screen, just really quickly, have you seen those screens that apparently 4 people can watch individual things at the same time?
Yes, and that's fucking wild.
I want to know if it works. I don't care about anything else about it. I don't care if it even looks good. I just want to know if I can watch Doctor Who or like Texas Chainsaw Massacre while my child is watching Peppa Pig. Where's the bleed? Yeah, I just like anyway.
Like how far do you have to shift your view?
Yeah, how much of a tilt?
Is there a middle line? Is there a middle line where Peppa's swinging the chainsaw around? Where's the defining here?
It also makes me wonder if like how that would work for like split screening gaming, which is the main reason that I thought about it in the first place. Because like if you could split screen your game, so then instead of having 4 sections, you've got one. Yes. There
was one other key feature of this vehicle that I wanted to mention.
Oh, yes.
That I wanted to talk about because it's very important that you understand that buying this makes you a corporate whore, and that the bumpers themselves have screens that show ads for people around you.
Do I get a portion? I know, right? Do I get a portion of the ad share?
No, but the dashboard at 2 is also displays random ads.
Who the fuck did they design this car for?
Fucking, I don't know, but it's made by Honda.
Just to hammer this all home, a prototype car that boasts it has the ability to use Unreal Engine driven AR on its vast dash screens to make it look like there are actual colossal monsters stomping down the road. So you're just like driving down the road, and then you accidentally press the AR button. You're driving down the road, and it's like, yeah, we're doing all right. You're holding down R2, and then all of a sudden it's a fucking dinosaur, and then you swerve.
And now you're in an Apple store. Children.
Yeah, and now you're in an Apple store because you drove through the front window.
Why not? Why not? Why the fuck not?
It's a Honda. Sony and Honda put this together. Sony, yep. I understand you need ad rev. I understand everybody needs ad rev. Fuck, I need ad rev. But like this? How do you even get paid per like 1,000? What is your CPM on an ad on a bumper of a car?
I don't know, but I'd say just fucking put some black electrical tape over it. Nobody has to know.
Just don't buy the car. Buy a fucking Tesla. At least then you're only selling half your soul. Look, you still have to sell your soul. It's a Tesla.
You have to sell your soul no matter what you're buying. Come on, there's no such thing as morally just consumerism. Unfortunately, everyone's an asshole.
Oh yeah.
You just got to pick a lane and choose where your moralities are the weakest.
Yeah, that's fucked up. All right.
This is what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
this comes out next week
on Game Pass
and early access, but it's early access on Game Pass too. Yes,
that's wild.
So it'll be available on PC and console, on specifically Xbox.
I mean, that's something.
But yeah, I think it's the trailer says the 19th. Yeah, the January 19th. So next week, next Friday.
Fuck yeah. Well, I'm back on Saturday.
What matters is it's there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Shall we check out this trailer?
Yeah, for sure.
Early access date announced trailer.
I still can't believe they're just blatantly ripping off Pokemon this hard, and it's just okay.
They have guns. It's fine. Well, that's a lot louder than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, sorry. You can adjust specifically that.
Yeah, I'm adjusting it right now. I mean, it still looks fun as hell.
Oh. You even got Pokeballs, for fuck's sake.
Nah.
I would just like to point out that Pokemon accidentally lit a house on fire. Sorry, that cow
they're fine.
Set a house on fire. No, but like that's something that Pokemon just doesn't have.
I mean, this thing has 2 bazookas on its shoulders. What do you want?
A Blastoise that's not green.
It's not a Blastoise. They're not. The guns aren't part of it.
It's still bazookas on its shoulders. No, but like I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like it's literally something that never made sense to me in Pokemon is how do you have all these Pokemon just wandering around and not like rampant forest fires and rampant like destruction?
Good question.
Especially you've got flying lizards with burning tails and a creature literally made of magma that wanders around inside and is bored.
Yep.
I guarantee you that natural disasters are not so natural once you shoot him for the Pokemon. Anyway.
And you got some kid who just throws his Onix out in his parents' house and now he owes them $5,000.
Well, there you go. January 19th.
Yeah.
I like their pal balls or whatever the fuck they're called.
Gonna save the world.
Chicken!
With a chicken.
With a chicken! You know what? You know what? I specifically need a Steam Deck for this game. So I can feel like I'm playing Pokemon on the Switch. Yes. No, that's pretty cool. I'm excited.
Considering we've been waiting for this for quite some time.
We have been discussing
this. For it to finally have a date.
For it to finally have a date, it's pretty happy. Have we been discussing this for a full fucking year now?
I mean, since long before the podcast, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. I'm glad it's finally got a release date. And fuck, it's next week. I wonder if we're gonna have server connectivity issues, like because you're in the US.
I guess we'll find out.
Clearly not. So I guess we'll find out. But yeah, no, that's great. Now Portal 2 prequel. Question: isn't the prequel to Portal 2 just Portal 1?
Well, I guess I would assume it takes place between the first and second game.
But the first game ends with. Oh, actually, no. It ends with you passing the fuck out on the ground outside, and then the second one starts with
immediately with you getting dragged back in.
Oh yeah, there. Okay. So, what's the fucking what gap are we playing? The unawake images, memories? What? I'm trying to find.
Oh, apparently you play as just an unnamed test subject. You're not playing Shell at all.
She had a name?
Yeah, Shell. Chell. It's right there also in the text that you were just highlighting.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Yeah, she's had a name this whole time. She's Shell.
I didn't know that.
But she's a mute.
I didn't know that. Well, that's cool. I mean, technically, you don't play as Shell in Portal 2, do you?
Yeah, you do. When she gets dragged back inside.
Right, no, it's the multiplayer where you don't play as Shell.
Yeah, you play as the Peabody and something else.
Yeah. Apparently, Portal 2 is on sale currently for a grand total of fuck all.
A total of 99 whole cents.
Yeah, I don't know if that's still valid. This is 5 days ago, but by the time I post this will be like a week ago.
Non-disclosure. We don't know how accurate that is.
But yeah, no, that's a cool idea. Having an in the middle kind of game.
Yeah, like which there's another article that actually coincides with this one because it's confusing. It might be that other one that says fan made.
Farming Adventure, Suicide Squad.
Towards the end, it's third from the right.
Team Fortress 2 remake.
Yes, because Valve apparently shut this down despite allowing that other thing to happen, as well as a Portal 64 fan-made mod, which was basically trying to create the original Portal as if it was on the Nintendo 64. So it's creating a kind of discrepancy of what exactly is okay.
Portal has always had third-party access, though. Like,
yeah, but I'm saying Portal 64 was not okay.
Oh, Portal 64 wasn't.
No, Portal 64 was another canceled project through cease and desist DMCA's.
Yeah, right. But the Portal, the other one was
But the other Portal we were just looking at was fine, yeah.
Does this have like a previous dev member or something on it?
Not that I'm aware of. I think it's just purely something that someone built in the Steam Workshop just for fun.
I mean, to be fair, if they've already opened the game to the Steam Workshop, then at this point, there's no point them trying to cease and desist if it's technically built into Portal. Play the original 7-hour campaign with new characters, mechanics, and story. It takes place between Portals 1 and 2. It's a huge mod. Maybe that's the difference. It's the fact it's a mod and not... I mean, the 64
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the theory is that they didn't want Nintendo to start jumping in and being like, why the fuck are you making something for the 64? But at the same time, it's like you'd be playing it on Steam.
Yeah, unless
it's not like Nintendo has shut down all copies of Portal Mario.
That's a thing.
Like the original Super Mario, but with the portal gun.
That's great.
It is pretty great, actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I cannot find anything in there that'll explain.
Yeah, I don't get it. That's just that's the only reason I even included that second article is because these kind of coincided, and I'm like, where's the line? What's the difference?
Yeah, I would assume.
I don't get that.
I would assume it's because, and this is guesswork. I would say that to some degree there was a line of communication between Valve and what was her name again?
Whoever made this mod?
Second Face Software. I would say there is a line of communication somewhere there that doesn't exist with some of the others. So they managed to get a bit of a go ahead.
Huh.
Maybe.
Well, whatever the case may be.
Maybe. It's very unlikely still, but maybe.
Whatever the case may be, it makes very little sense to me.
It does, but I'm probably going to try and pick it up. Alrighty, Farming Adventure Tales of Seikyu?
I would assume it's Seikyu, but I put this in here because apparently it's your coming of age story, your Stardew Valley, whatever, but the romance options are monsters.
Oh, for all my friends out there still trying to fuck the monsters. Excellent. Which is most of them.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
Which I don't think all of the romance options are monsters, but monsters are an option. That's kind of why I wanted to bring this up, because the Deathclaw article from many moons ago.
Yeah. This game just looks pretty.
It is quite pretty.
It's like Zelda, but like not quite. Like it's got that kind of vibe to it. This music is loud.
Which at first when I saw Tales in the title, I thought it was actually a Tales game, like, Tales of Vesperia or whatever.
This is cool though.
I was not expecting this sort of life thing, like this world exploration life sim type deal. He turned into a boar, and now the kid's riding him.
I'm sorry, did you see the face?
I did. Oh, you backed out of it.
Tell me you rendered your face like this intentionally, please. Please.
He's got a head like Sid from Toy Story.
It's finally taken. It took me a good 30 seconds to figure out this is either a shadow or a mark on his nose.
Did you think it was his mouth?
For a minute, yeah, because there's no visible fucking mouth. It does look good though. I'm not going to watch all 4.5 minutes of it.
Oh my goodness. Turned into a bird.
Oh god, it's Crimson Desert all over again. Right, so the romance options are monsters because you're a fucking monster and you turn into everything. So I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
Become a bird and fuck a bird, I guess.
Become a bird, fuck a dragon. Why not? I'm just skipping through a little bit.
Make the dragon born. Up he did.
It's oh, do you get like actual aging? Or is that just
I think that's just armor.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I believe this was talking about their Kickstarter campaign that they were about to start.
Upcoming farming. I don't know, let's have a look. Farming, building new facilities, pastoral pursuits, chickens and cows. Cool.
Yeah, launched on Kickstarter on the 12th, so it started as of yesterday.
Yeah. But others include concepts like making your revitalized home into a luxurious inn for monsters once more.
Yeah, so you can fuck them.
Yep, exactly. Alrighty, now on to less exciting news. Apparently Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is not being well perceived. From what I saw,
from what I understand, it's the cutscenes, the dialogue, the characters themselves are fun, but the world itself, being a live service game, is very bland and repetitive. Like, go to this point, guard this thing, shoot these hordes of enemies, go to this other point, and it just feels empty and soulless, which is a shame considering the characters themselves are so expressive.
Yeah, like the character options we've got. I mean, like even
It's,
just
yeah,
based
Deadshot,
on
Captain
these,
Boomerang,
yeah.
King Shark, and Harley Quinn. But like, you also have collectible gear that's representative of all their appearances in various other media, which sounds fucking cool.
It does, yeah. And
yet the gameplay aspect, which would be the part that the player themselves is most involved with, is apparently boring as hell.
It's very unfortunate. I might still check it out when it finally does come out. But,
I'm very upset about it because I was super excited.
Especially as it's made by the guys who made the Arkham series.
The Arkham game, yes.
Like the quintessential superhero video game baseline.
The ones that started the whole open world hero genre.
Gotham Knights got so fucking wrong. You'd think they could then fix the shit. I'm hoping that mechanic-wise, the game is fun to play. It's just that they've done a really bad job of filling in the what was it, 3 times the size of Arkham City world that they've created?
Yeah, something like that. It's massive. That's my understanding, but that's why each character has respective traversal mechanics that allows them to get around. Like some of them, they've stolen equipment from Batman and stuff.
Oh, okay, so kind of like
that allows them to get around.
Kind of like the Gotham Knights system, where they all had a various way of traversing the town.
Yeah,
yeah. Which I mean, that's at least something. Although fucking Nightwing's Fortnite glider was still a decision that nobody sat well with. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping.
And there was still the whole matter of, I think it was supposed to be cross-platform, but I think they rescinded that. Just like how Gotham Knights was supposed to be cross-platform, and they rescinded that.
Did Gotham? Oh, yeah. Wait, no, Gotham Knights came out
originally.
Oh no, it was meant to be cross-platform, and then
originally when it was announced, they were going to, and then they took it back.
Yeah, no, I remember now. Yeah. No, you're right.
And I think this was the same scenario. Like, this was supposed to be cross-platform, and then they took it back.
Sounds about right. I'm getting real tired of that. I'd really like things to be cross-platform for like 10 fucking minutes. Right. Mass Effect coming.
This is a concept sounds insane in that the endings span years, decades, and even centuries. And it's from former developers from the Mass Effect teams.
Yeah, from what I understood, it's effectively, well, as it says here, time dilation and how it impacts the choices you may make, which is very interesting. So
to have your alternate ending be in literally centuries into the future sounds fucking wild.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch a couple of minutes of this just real quick.
Not only brilliant, but courageous.
I'm hoping it'll give us some insight.
She was willing to sacrifice everything and travel to the stars.
It's Buzz Lightyear.
A Star Command?
Desperate. We tried digging up our past to find the key to our future.
We don't use time travel as a game mechanic often enough.
There's a survival game based entirely around it, but from my understanding, it's very linear and sucks as a result.
It's a bit like Time Shift. Really cool concept. Really shit execution.
But no, there's like a survival game where you actually go through time to go to different time periods and collect certain materials, but the game itself is so you're in this time period, collect this object, okay, now you're going to this time period type thing. Like there's not really much survival crafting in the survival crafting time travel game.
Careful, Max.
The data structure is incredibly dense.
Oh, that's just a scene out of Remnant. It looks pretty.
Oh my fucking god, he's dead.
Oh, he is 100% pieces of person now.
I like how she still said to get down even though he was already down.
Oh no, he got up again.
She put her life on the line.
I guess we gotta keep him down.
Bring back artifacts.
Oh look, they're back again.
To scientific breakthroughs.
I wonder if as you go back and like make choices, if the museum changes, like if you can go back to your main nexus, like your museum or whatever, and
that would actually be kind of neat
adjustments
to see adjustments to the timeline that you've triggered.
Yeah, like
that'd be kind of fucking cool actually.
Instead of, for example, I don't know, clearly that bad guy got cast in stone somehow, if you'd like actually like completely disintegrated him instead by accident, if it just wasn't there anymore,
something else would have been in its place.
Yeah, like something like that just is enough to show you that you're making a difference as you progress in the game. Because
that would be kind of fucking cool.
I would like time travel done well, and it's very rarely done well.
That was not something I'd actually consider, that this museum type scenario itself would evolve as you play.
I feel like you'd have, like, it should be the way you do it. Because, like, you know, this thing over here
it looks like it's supposed to be dependent on your story type thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise,
it makes sense.
Otherwise, you're just playing a linear game in which you change time with no repercussion.
Which there's not enough repercussions for any choices you ever make in a video game.
Yeah. So, like,
Made it home safely.
there you go, made it home safely. I guarantee you, there's endings where you don't make it home safely.
Yeah, where they don't have that drop pod.
Yeah, like it just never, you know, you were lost and then you turn up one day, kind of thing, like shit like that.
Right.
Anyway, I'm not going to dig any deeper into that because it's 5.5 minutes long. Cool. No, that sounds exciting. I'll be keeping an eye on that one. It was Exodus, was it?
Yeah.
I closed it by accident.
But then you recall when we discussed this this event in Apex, apparently if you outright buy all of the cases and whatnot, it's $360.
Are we
to get all of the cosmetics?
Are we that surprised? I've gone from the point of like, what the fuck, Blizzard?
So bad.
To
this isn't Blizzard. This is EA.
Yeah,
this
but
is
like
EA. This is Respawn.
Well, actually, no, that makes even more sense. But like, I've gone from the point of like being like, what the fuck? Insert company here.
There's the Fortnite Fortnite ad displayed inside the Sony car on the in the ads on the right there.
Oh yeah, so it is.
Yeah, that's a thing that happens.
Yeah, right. Like and it wasn't a specific call out to a company. It was just the first time that we had an issue with it. It was Blizzard with Diablo 4's expansion or whatever the fuck it was.
But the fucking,
and then it was Overwatch with theirs, and then it was the ships last week. So like, I'm just cycling companies here. Like I'm starting to get to a point where I'm just no longer fucking surprised.
But no, it's just apparently the two final cosmetics you can unlock are a one-winged angel death box. So when you die, you have like an angel's wing death box, and the Buster Sword is an heirloom, so you can equip it on any character and just keep it. In order to get those, you have to unlock all other cosmetics. So if you want to just skip all the fun and outright purchase this shit, it's $290.
That's fucked up though.
Which it's possible to play the game and get these boxes all for free, but you know, it takes such a ridiculous amount of grind time that you would never do it. Like anyone with an actual job, like a life, other responsibilities, wouldn't have the time to ever get it done in a reasonable manner enough for that to be a viable option.
Yeah, no.
So they have to pay for it. But you know, those people that actually have a job and responsibilities are the ones that can.
Yeah.
So this feels like a very targeted, like, money grubbing scheme.
This if for your first like crossover event,
yeah,
why would you do it this way? Like, if you're gonna do a crossover event, you're gonna establish crossover events as part of your game's now like moving forward canon. Why like this?
Right.
There are better ways, as we've seen thousands of times, to make things affordable.
So much money
You've gone
just to get a couple cosmetic items.
You saw what Overwatch did and went, hold my beer, and then turned it up to 11, and I guarantee you, for a free-to-play game,
someone else will step it up and be worse.
Probably. But on top of that, for a free-to-play game, I guarantee you it's earning a decent amount of money right now.
Probably.
Just in this. Because they also picked a very intelligent choice. They picked Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like, that's the go-to. That's the thing everyone's like, yeah.
Everybody's hyped for that right now.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Moving on.
Raid Shadow Legends now available on Steam.
Oh yeah, I saw that, which amused the fuck out of me, because as a streamer, once you have like, if you sign up with Stream Elements, you guarantee you've probably had about 19 invitations to a sponsored stream.
I get invitations too. I get invitations for them too, and I don't even stream.
Yeah. Like, you've probably had enough of them that you've actually blocked the invitations. But no one that I know, and I know quite a few people who haven't blocked the notifications, has received one of these for computer specifically.
I mean, I feel like if they did specifically the Steam version as their invitation, maybe they'd get some more interest.
Maybe. But like,
maybe that's why they're going this route.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, why the fuck would you put a mobile game on Steam
Shadow Legends?
Like this? Okay, hold up. There's a commercial. I've never played this game, by the way. Have you?
Me neither. No, I don't know anything about it except for the people that actually do take the sponsorship for money.
I mean, look, I've taken sponsorships for money like that, but not for this. Shit, I actually enjoyed.
Just a hat? It's irreplaceable, unlike you two.
I can't imagine that mobile game format translates well to PC game.
The thing is, it's like the commercials, like the advertisements I've seen for it are always something ridiculous like this.
Yeah.
Where you know for a fact this isn't the gameplay.
Yeah, no, the gameplay is like tap, or it's like drag the fucking, match 3 or something.
You might want some protection. Here.
I thought she was going to throw him a condom.
Download Raid. Use this promo code and get the epic champion Oboro for free. Hat included.
I like that it's hat included and it's missing the horn.
Yeah, I was gonna say hat included. Well, most of it. Yeah, cool. Raid Shadow Legends now on PC. If you've ever wanted to try it and hate mobile games, there you go. Have fun. I wish I could say
Lord
use
knows
code
I haven't.
Weekly Chaos for
Use code Weekly Chaos and not give a shit.
yeah, pretty much.
Apparently
right.
there's a character in this game that has a text-to-speech voice, and it's confirmed by Ubisoft, who was wanting to fix it later on in an update and never did.
Yeah, right. Sorry. One of the characters has a text-to-speech voice.
Yes.
Just accidentally.
Yep, they had it in as a placeholder to say their lines.
Is it this one?
Goodbye.
I assume as such.
Saigon. I've come to enlighten you as promised. Even my light cannot shine beyond the place of its beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It
got
feels
those
slightly. It does feel slightly alien, and there's like
there's
odd-
weird edges.
odd yes and no pauses between words that feel unnatural.
Yeah. I was actually kind of intrigued as to how this game was going to go. They just
Like, from what I understand, it's really good. It's just a matter of people are like, "Hey, the fuck's up with this voice?" And then someone digging into it was like, "Yo, this text-to-speech," and Ubisoft is like, "Whoops."
imagine getting that far in production and forgetting.
To actually release your fucking game and then remember, oh yeah, we were supposed to actually pay someone to voice that character.
Well, it's in pre-release at the moment, but yeah. Imagine forgetting to hire someone to act a character. Couldn't
Which doesn't
be
even
me.
sound like they have like that many lines. It seems like they're just kind of like a fast travel station.
Yeah, although I didn't realize that Cyberpunk 2077 had used an AI to replace a deceased actor's voice.
It says with the blessing of his family, though.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, it's kind of like the finals using
least-
AI generated voices.
At least it's, which to me sounds like it's something they brought up with the family to be like, hey, we'd like to still include this character, but we obviously can't. So would you mind if we replicated the voice? And they were just like, yeah, sure.
Which I guess is somewhat similar to like the finals as it's come out now, that they the voice actors that they utilized to build the model had like they were aware of what they were recording their lines for. Like they were building their lines for, like they were helping build an AI so that the AI could do what they needed. So I assume that therefore they were compensated correctly for that
Right.
kind of ongoing work.
Hopefully so.
Yeah, or at least they were given a agreed upon price, which would therefore make it a little bit more ethical, a little bit. Not heaps.
Now this next article just sounds like it'd be really fucking cool for a collector. So I kind of want to get the news out there because it sounds fucking awesome and I want it, sort of.
The Dark Souls Trilogy
Dark Souls-
Anniversary Compendium.
Yep. All information from all three of the original Dark Souls, including enemies, item locations, art books, everything.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
It is,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, that's really cool, actually.
And it's the 25th anniversary of the first game guide. So like what I would assume would be the by Future Press. So whatever, like I guess this is just a company that's like well known for doing these hyper in-depth game guides. So it's a high quality product. And from what I can see is it's like $60 on Amazon and you can pre-order it for releasing in the end of March.
Yeah, no, that's fucking cool. Yeah. It looks quite nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
has
really-
the arts of the characters, like the main characters from the front cover of each game on the front.
Yeah, that's really neat. Actually, I quite like that. That's really cool. Cause our 25 years, really.
Yeah.
Man, Dark
so,
Souls
like,
is old.
Dark Souls. No, it's not a Dark Souls for 25th anniversary. It's Future Press.
Yeah. You sure?
Yeah.
Future
that's what it
Press will
says.
be releasing a 25th anniversary edition of the Dark Souls trilogy compendium.
Dark Souls did not come out when I was 7. Okay, Dark Souls was on the Xbox 360 and PS3.
2011.
First release 2011.
Yeah. See, there it reads though. It reads like
it says,
the
but
25th.
it says underneath. It says underneath that though, for clarity, the 25th anniversary of the first game guide published by Future Press, not the 25th anniversary of Dark Souls.
That's not how it fucking reads. That's ridiculous. Anyway, yes, no, that's really cool, and that's an I mean,
but that's
look,
what I'm saying. Like they are a like well-reviewed and extensive company for doing these kinds of things. So I'm sure the book itself is fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, 100%. I guarantee it'll be astounding. I'm intrigued. All right, and to cap it off today, we have
their PS5 is selling really fucking well in Japan to a point that it hasn't reached a milestone this similar since the PS2 in 2004. But in a bizarre twist, still getting dominated by the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, the fact that the Nintendo Switch is so big in particular Japan, but like a lot of places,
it's better. The thing is, the Switch is just better in Japan because in Japan they have cloud streaming for all of their games.
That's true.
Because their internet could actually handle it.
That, and they get a lot of exclusives in Japan.
Yeah, so the Switch itself in Japan is just a better product in general.
Yeah.
Because you're not limited. You're actually not as limited by the hardware specs of the Switch. Because you can just cloud stream the game and it actually runs better.
Yeah. But yeah, like that, and then on top of that, you get Japan exclusives, which like Suika Watermelon, like that massive, like everybody was playing it for a little while there. Game where you got to get like from cherries all the way up to watermelons inside a box without them coming out of the box. That was an exclusive in Japan, to the point where everybody was like VPNing to Japan to download the fucking game. It only came in Japanese. And then it took off so hard on like social media and stuff that they released a like worldwide version and gave it an English update. But they gave it a Halloween update before they gave it an English update.
That's funny.
Because we all knew where everything was in Japanese. Like we'd already figured out which buttons did what. So we didn't need the language change. So they gave us an aesthetic update first.
But no, it's just crazy how much better the Switch is if you live in Japan, just because of how much more it can do.
That would make sense. I mean, on top of that, that also might slightly explain why like Mortal Kombat 1, for example, was approved on a Switch, because realistically you could stream certain aspects of the graphics, the graphics that would adjust your fucking like your shit. Like, you know, like in Fortnite, like you stream your game, you can either download the assets or you stream the assets while you're playing it.
Like I could cloud stream Fortnite to my PS5.
Yeah, but like in the particular instance I'm sort of trying to get to, like in with Fortnite, like when you download it, you get the option to download the normally streamed assets, and those streamed assets are like a lot of things, like they're bits and pieces of graphical information and bits and pieces of computing information and all that kind of stuff that like you would cloud stream down, but if you download that, it can make it a little lighter on your system, which means that theoretically something like Mortal Kombat 1 that looked so janky on a Switch might run perfectly fine in Japan, because you can just take the load off of the system. Plus, I'm just jealous by how much better internet they seem to have there. Yeah, I mean,
where they literally have stated multiple times, Nintendo has gone on to state that the reason a lot of games don't release in the US like they do in Japan is because our internet literally just cannot handle it.
Yeah. The funny thing is that they're not on the list of top 10 countries with the fastest broadband internet speeds. You guys are.
That's interesting. Well, how about that?
Singapore is. Hong Kong, I knew, was pretty high. Chile. But Japan is down here.
And
they might just have more like generalized access to it. Might be the case. because I imagine.
In any case, I just know that the internet is what's been referenced as to why they don't release as many large of titles for the Switch as they do there.
Yeah, they might literally have like a country covering Wi-Fi effectively kind of deal. I honestly don't know too much about Japan's Wi-Fi. Sorry, I just saw before that it said something about this particular article I was looking at. Oh yeah, the top 10 like fastest mobile internet speeds. That seems like a weird thing to also have to figure out, but UAE is at the top of that list. So
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I always thought Hong Kong had the fastest internet in the world, but
maybe it's just a matter of like stability. Like maybe theirs is the most stable.
Maybe, I don't know. I also don't know how fucking recent that list is. So
true.
It's hard to guess. But yeah,
it does say internet speeds by country 2024 was the link you clicked on.
Yep. Sure does.
I don't know how easy that list is.
Do you think I read the fucking thing? There was no part of me that went, oh, I need to read the thing I'm clicking. No, I just clicked the top one and hoped it was the right information.
That's dangerous. Welcome to internet.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think that brings us to the end of today's group of discussional topics. Oh, I moved you.
I believe so. Oh, right.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching.
Right.
We'll be back. We'll see you again in a week. Have a great
whenever we manage to make time for this, we're still figuring out the new scheduling. We didn't mention any of that, but we were supposed to.
Oh yeah. We've moved recording schedule around a little bit, so things might be a little bit more, I don't know, questionable on release dates. We'll figure it out. The latest episode I uploaded, the last one, I don't know, click it over there somewhere, was legitimately just titled the Jank episode.
Hey, look, the way my shirt's currently folded makes it look like you thought the guy's face was.
You're not wrong. But yeah, so yes, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye now.